They're out there, these people with powers, and we can't do a thing about it. Whether they're called mutants, metahumans, whether they're aliens, or wizards, or sorcerers, or whatever they want to call themselves, they're out there. And there's nothing we can do about it. So today I'm going to be talking about the different type of superheroes that there are. There are 6 different type of superheroes, and I'm going to give 3 examples of each of them. I will do a Marvel hero, I will do a DC hero, and then I will do a villain. Alright, so let's begin. So let's start off with mutants or born metahumans. So mutants or born metahumans are people who are born with superpowers. So the example I'm going to give for Marvel is Wolverine. Wolverine was born with the healing factor, and he had bone claws made of bone that came out of his hands. Later he was experimented on, so all of his bones were made completely of metal, which also gave him immortality. So yeah, and then for my DC hero, I'm going to do Bart Allen as the Flash. So let me just say that for Marvel, born mutants, the reason that there are born mutants is because evolution leaped forward, as Professor X puts it. But in DC, it's the only reason there are born metahumans is because they are the children of other metahumans. And so Bart Allen is the son of Barry Allen, who was the original Flash, and Bart Allen gained the Flash's powers. And then for my villain, I'm going to do Magneto. Magneto was born with the ability to control metal with his mind. So he is like a human magnet. Now on to mutates or metahumans. Now mutates are Marvel's version, so I'll talk about those first. The example I'm going to give is Spider-Man. So mutates are people who were experimented on, or maybe they ran into some radioactive toxin or something like that. So Spider-Man was bit by a radioactive spider, and he was able to gain the abilities that spiders have. Although he has to make his own webs in the comics, unlike in Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. So for DC, metahumans are people who were experimented on or something like that. So the example I gave was Barry Allen. He was hit by lightning, and then he ran into some chemicals, depending on the version, and he gained super speed, and he became the Flash, the first Flash. Now for my villain, I chose Poison Ivy. Poison Ivy was hit by she had some chemicals put into her, and she gained the ability to control plants and to interact with plants, and she became she was already a tree hugger, but yeah, there's that. Now on to technological heroes. Now technological heroes are people who maybe they're robots, maybe they're half man, half robots, or maybe they created robot suits, but either way they rely on technology to use their powers. So for Marvel, I'm going to do Iron Man because he's the most famous, probably the most famous superhero ever, other than Captain America, and Batman. So Iron Man he created a suit that can do a lot of things and so he relies on his suit to be a superhero. If he didn't have a suit, he wouldn't be a superhero. So for DC, I'm going to do Cyborg. Cyborg was a man who had an accident, and he ended up turning into half man, half robot. And so he's got a lot of cool stuff. Similar to Iron Man. He can't fly, though. Now, for the villain, I chose Metallo. Now, Metallo is a robot who was created by Lex Luthor, and he runs strictly on kryptonite. And his one goal is to kill Superman, which he technically can do. I mean, he runs on kryptonite, which is Superman's weakness. Now on to magical superheroes. Now, magical people are people who they're pretty much the Harry Potters of comic books. So for Marvel, I chose Doctor Strange. Now, Doctor Strange, he mainly relies on magical objects, such as the Cloak of Egmata, which can make him fly. So yeah, he's pretty powerful. He's probably one of the most powerful people in the Marvel Universe. For DC, I chose Zatanna. Now, Zatanna is a witch, and she is, well, they call her sorcerers, and she's able to do a lot of stuff too. Now, for the villain, I chose Doctor Doom. Now, unlike what people believe because of the movies, Doctor Doom was not made into a villain with powers. He was actually a guy who created a suit and he dabbled in a lot of magic. So he's actually technological and magical. But yeah, that's my villain. Now on to aliens. Yes, both of these universes have aliens who are superheroes. Like sometimes maybe it's the fact that they're on Earth that makes them powerful, or maybe they're just powerful because they're aliens. So for Marvel, I chose Thor. I'm not sure if he's actually an alien in the comics, but he is from a different place. He's not from Earth, so he's technically an alien. I'm not sure if he's from a different planet or from a different dimension or what. But so Thor, he actually doesn't really have any superpowers himself. He relies on the hammer, but I guess he does have the power to wield the hammer, so that's something because not everyone has that. For DC, I chose Superman. Now, Superman is a man who was born on Krypton. His planet was destroyed. He was sent to Earth, and he gained superpowers because he can absorb the red or yellow sun from Earth, and that gives him powers. For the villain, I chose Thanos. Now, Thanos is a mutant on his planet, actually, and he is very, very powerful. He can destroy planets if he wants to, with certain helps. Now, the last type of superhero I'm going to talk about are like normal superheroes. So, normal superheroes are people who will rely on their own physical strength, or maybe skills they have, or maybe just intelligence. So, for Marvel, I chose Hawkeye. Hawkeye relies on his ability to turn anything into a weapon. His weapon of choice is normally a bow and arrow, which he is very skilled at. For DC, I chose Batman. Batman has been able to peak his body and mind to very, very strong levels. He is a master at almost every type of martial arts, and it is very hard to hypnotize him or to use telepathy on him. Lex Luthor is who I chose for the villain, and even though he does have a suit designed to destroy Superman, he normally relies on his kindness and intelligence to get the job done. So this has been Comic Lovers. Please subscribe and please tell people about my channel and tell them to subscribe so they can watch my videos and I have more subscribers. If you liked this video, you might like my video on the mutant levels, which applies only to the Marvel Universe. Nothing about the DC Universe is in that. Or you might like my video on Arrow versus Hawkeye, who would win. I'll post the links of both of those down below. I just watched the movie Pixels, and even though it's not really a comic book movie, I am going to do a review about it, and that is my next main video that I will be doing. So thanks for watching. I am. Oh, by the way, I got to 10 subscribers, and I just wanted to celebrate. Yay! I mean, that's not much, but at least I got in the double digits. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.